Right. Sacrifice, too.
We will take you back there live in a moment. But first, let's talk a little domestic politics.
2020 Democratic frontrunner for now, Vice President Joe Biden revealing his climate change plan, which included net zero emissions by 2050 and rejoining the Paris Agreement.
And soon after, he was accused of plagiarizing parts of his new climate platform, which would cost trillions over the next 10 years.
Oh, that plagiarism thing again. Here to break it all down is Senior Fellow at the National Taxpayers Union and President of Forward Strategies, Mattie Duppler. Mattie, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you know, it looks like the Biden campaign had to admit that some of the framework was lifted from other activists. At least they, you know, in hindsight, they said, we made a mistake, we're sorry, but this is his plan.
It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's not just the plagiarism that is being recycled here for the Biden campaign. It's a lot of ideas coming out of the Obama-Biden presidency. You know, first off the bat, they want to try and go to all new renewable energy sources by 2050. What that means, though, is making energy sources that we use now more expensive. On top of that, that means getting rid of energy jobs. All millions of Americans who work in energy sectors right now, like oil and gas, would see those jobs eliminated right now while their energy costs rise. This is something that the Obama-Biden presidency administration attempted with their stimulus plan in 2009, trying to pour money into green energy programs while eliminating fossil fuels. We know how that turned out. That was Solyndra, that was giving money away to political allies, while, of course, the rest of the country struggled to make ends meet while their energy costs went up.
So, Mattie, I don't know if this plan will work when it comes to trying to regain blue-collar workers in places like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and Michigan. But my question is, you know, now the Biden campaign is saying that this was released too soon after he was kind of pushed into a corner to try and come up with his own kind of Green New Deal. But when you read through the details, there's no talk about private-public partnerships. It's all about taxpayer funding, which we've seen fail in the past.
That's exactly right. You know, the incredible thing about the Biden campaign is they've been able to produce a plan that both the radical progressive base can hate and also alienates moderate Democrats. I mean, it's an incredible feat for a campaign for a frontrunner.
Right.
Exactly right. And these moderate Democrats, of course, are the ones who don't want to see these radical policies recycled once again. It's what alienated those voters from the Democrats in 2016 to begin with.
Mattie, let's think about what he's done. He comes out the touchy-feely situation, then he mocks it on stage the next week after apologizing. He barely answered the Anita Hill challenges. We also know that he thinks China is not a competitor. And now we have Back to the Future with a look at plagiarism for the next century.
Yeah.
How is he leading?
That is a good question, because not only is he pledging to recycle green energy policies from the last administration, he is pledging to repeal progress we've made in this administration. He wants to pay for this plan by repealing the corporate tax cuts that were put into law by President Trump. And we know that one of the crucial components of that corporate tax cut was unleashing investment here in the United States. And that's why we've seen wages rise for workers for the first time in 10 years. Under the Obama-Biden administration, their recovery was lackluster because they didn't get those barriers for industry out of the way. By repealing that tax cut, what he's going to do is continue to ship jobs overseas, of course, to the world's largest polluters rather than the United States.
Well, I will tell you this. I think most of the Democrats who are running for president want to repeal those tax cuts. So that's not unique just to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Mattie, thank you very much for joining us live
And
today.
congratulations,
Thanks,
Joe.
guys.
You just lost Texas. Because anyone who would look at this plan in Texas, in the energy sector, will not vote for you. But best of luck.
Exactly right.
All right, thanks, Mattie. Meanwhile,
Thanks, guys.
straight ahead, our live coverage continues of the commemoration ceremony in Portsmouth. The president's going to be speaking shortly.